Okay, welcome. Good afternoon. It's beautiful to see so many young, bright faces and hearts and brains in our building today. I'm Dr. John Hannon. I am the founding director of the Brook T. Smith Launchpad. How many people is this the first time you've ever been in the Brook T. Smith Launchpad? Almost all. Wow. Who's been here before? Okay, great. Mm. Um, so hopefully you all come back at some point. But this is part of our College of the Week that we run every other week, essentially 4 or 5 of these we run in the fall, and we run them in spring as well. So you're always welcome to come, even if it's not necessarily your college. And now Nekita is going to be giving a talk here in a couple of minutes, so she's getting her social media going. I assure you these balls and other weapons are not designed to throw at you if you nod off or anything like that. But I taught at Clemson for 8 years, 600 students a year, almost 5,000 students over that period. Recently, I was brought into the president's office to head up entrepreneurship and innovation at Clemson. And so I got a chance to talk to people from Ohio and from not Mount Pleasant, but from Daniel Island, Chicago. We got a guy from Chicago. We got somebody from California here. And we're glad that you're all here. Clemson is a very special place. I taught at UCLA, Cornell, Purdue, a lot of different places, and it is a very special place. So I'm going to introduce Dr. Ed Bowers, who is from the College of Behavioral, Social, and Health Sciences here in a second. But we want to encourage you, if you could just wave your hand in the back, if you don't mind turning around. Maggie, who will be talking at some point over the night, is the point person and the person who's primarily responsible for this, and Michelle is here as well. But we want to open our arms to you and help you. We realize not everybody's going to be Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg or Peter Thiel or lots of other people necessarily coming out of college, Sarah Blakely for that matter. But we want to instill an entrepreneurial mindset in you and expose you to lots of entrepreneurial opportunities while you're here. So that being said, I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Ed Bowers, but thank you for being here. Don't be a stranger. Please come back, and we're all here to help you.
Thank you, Dr. Hannon. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you all that have helped put this together. And to reiterate what Dr. Hannon said, one of the individuals upstairs had mentioned that he came here last year to an event and got a position with a company, and now he's here recruiting new people to that company. So see if you can find that person upstairs. So I'd like to welcome you all, and I'm really excited to have you all here for this entrepreneurial and innovation event for our college. Sometimes we don't think of ourselves as the entrepreneurial and innovation college, but I think, as you've heard, a couple of your classmates are really engaged in starting their own businesses, gig work, and things like that. So we want to think about how we can fit into that world as students within the College of Behavioral Social Health Sciences. So just to reintroduce myself again, my name is Ed Bowers, and I am a professor in Parks, Recs, Tourism Management. But my role right now is as Director of Engagement and Assessment for the college. One of my main priorities in my new role is to provide opportunities for you all to kind of grow in your career development skills, your ability to enter into the business, and to be successful when you get your first jobs. One of the ways we're trying to do that right now is try to connect you all by partnering with colleagues across Clemson or beyond Clemson to be able to engage with community and industry-based partners. So I really want to thank the Brook T. Smith Launchpad for giving this opportunity to listen to one of our entrepreneurial and exemplary alumni share their story, but also to be able, as they mentioned, connect upstairs to a diverse set of employers that are looking to kind of find students that have your skill sets from our College of Behavior, Social Behavior and Health Sciences. And I'm already thinking ahead again to the pizza you're all interested in. And so I thought it'd be really interesting and appropriate to share the PI model for career success. This is a model that was introduced to me from a colleague that I don't have a business background either, but a colleague that's an entrepreneur. And they said, the PI model for career success emphasizes that your performance, image, and exposure are essential to how you're going to advance in your careers. So performance is kind of straightforward. Do you show up for work? Do you do your work well? Right? So that's kind of the baseline, but that's not always enough. The other thing is to think about your image, right? How do people view you? What's your reputation? How are you viewed within your class and maybe within your workplaces? And then finally, the last one is kind of, and what I consider most important is exposure, right? Are you taking those opportunities? Are you taking those experience to connect with others, and build your skills. So I think tonight's a great way to think about how can you maybe work on some of those elements of the pie model, especially that last one, exposure, how you're going to connect with Dr. Sullivan, how you're going to connect with the employers upstairs to kind of build your network, how maybe you can connect with each other. That's always an important thing for your success. So as we think about this event and future events, my office is going to keep putting on more events, so keep your eyes out for different events going on for our college. We have a couple events at the end of the month, a couple events in October and November, so keep an eye out as more things come as we try to enhance your abilities for career development skills. And if you have ideas or things you want to see, feel free to reach out to me. I don't think my email is anywhere, but I'll share it later. It's pretty easy. And I have my card here. But if you have ideas, feel free to just email the dean's office and it'll get to me, or just look me up. It's Ed Bowers, admin@clemson.edu. So with that, I want to be really excited to introduce our speaker, Dr. Nekita Sullivan, and I'm going to read this. And one thing to prepare as you get older is I have glasses, but your eyes start changing, so you can't read from far away as much as you used to. So I have my glasses up, but I want to read this fully. So Dr. Nekita Sullivan was born and educated in South Carolina. She is a proud graduate of Clemson University, earning a bachelor's degree in health sciences. She is also a graduate of the Medical University of South Carolina and American International University. She is a certified health education specialist, doctor of physical therapy, and certified yoga and Pilates teacher. She is also the owner of Yoga Therapy Bar, a physical therapy, yoga, Pilates, wellness company, which offers holistic health and wellness to improve the physical and mental health of the body and mind. Her motto is, movement is medicine for your body and mind. She has 25 years of experience servicing seniors, kids, adults, athletes, special needs, and corporations. And if you're really fortunate and we're watching WYFF this weekend, you may have caught her leading an adaptive yoga class. So everyone, I'd please like you to welcome Dr. Nekita Sullivan.
Hello, everybody. Hey. If I cheesy smile at y'all, it's because I'm a proud Clemson alumna, and every time I get to come back to Clemson, it just makes me feel warm and fuzzy. So if y'all see me cheesy smiling, it's just because I'm so happy to see y'all. Okay? All right. So we get to talk about business. Business. Who wants to be an entrepreneur? Stand up. Stand up. Yes. Okay. All right. Yes, they deserve a hand clap. Yay. Thank you. Who's already an entrepreneur? Matt? Yes. Yes, you are. Come on. And you in the back? Are you standing up? No, you were just sitting down, but standing up before. Okay. Yes, they deserve a hand clap. All right, so I have got to tell you all that I am proudly representing the college of Behavioral, Social, and Health Sciences. Is anybody here from that college? I need y'all to stand up. Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so proud. Look at y'all. Okay, y'all can sit down. Good, good, good. What about any other colleges? The College of Business, anybody here? Stand up. Okay, good job. All right, y'all can have a seat. What about the College of Science? No College of Science? Oh, 2, 3. Yay. What about veterinary science? No? Okay, let's see. Education, engineering, computing and applied science, arts and humanities, architecture, art, and construction. Okay, thank you. All right, y'all can clap for him. Yay. All right, agriculture, forestry, and life sciences. All right, graduate studies. Okay, everybody here represented? Very good. My hometown is Greenville. Is anybody here from Greenville, South Carolina? No, I'm the only. Well, y'all stand up. Yay. Okay, very good. All right, so when I was a student at the largest high school in Greenville County, Malden, I played 4 sports. What did I play? Flag football. Y'all see me up there? What did I play? It was my favorite. Anybody in here volleyball players? Yes, thank you. Good. What did I play? Anybody in here basketball players? One? Just me and you. Nobody else? Yes, intramural counts. Good. What did I do? Track and field. Y'all see me up there? Okay. So my mom was like, she loves sports and she loves health. So she started researching the top 10 careers and ta-da, physical therapist, there it was. So immediately, you know what I started doing? Volunteering at PT offices. You all know anything about that? Yes, y'all do. Y'all have volunteered, right? Have you observed? Have you interned? Yes, because what's super cool about volunteering is you find out what you don't want to do. Have you ever thought about it that way? Right? We want to know what we want to do, but you find out what you don't want to do. And that's important when you're spending somebody else's money to come to college, isn't it? Yeah. And it's important if when you get out of school and you want to do what you want to do, you don't want to be doing what you don't want to do, right? So take some time to find out what you really like. And don't just find something that makes a lot of money. Because guess what? You'll end up being unhappy and you'll go back to what you really like. Okay? Real talk? All right, very good. So I started volunteering, and then my senior year in high school, I got accepted into the health science and pre-physical therapy programs. And ta-da, I came to Clemson, 45 minutes from home. And I was very scared because I had never been away from home. And I was only 45 minutes from home. But I felt like it was the best opportunity for me, so I took it. And my time at Clemson was awesome. I made so many great connections from friends. I joined a sorority. My church family was in Pendleton. My professors were awesome. Awesome. Okay, so let me tell you all about my freshman year in biology, and I hate it. Capital HATED, biology. I walked into bracket. Have y'all been in bracket? You been in the auditorium? Had you all ever been in a class with 300 students? I hadn't. So I walked through the door and there sat 300 students and I was like, what the heck am I supposed to do? So I was like, okay, I don't like biology and I'm scared and I'm in here with all these students. So I'm just gonna go sit on the front row. Who does that? And my teacher was awesome and I ended up getting an A in that class. How about that? All right, flip side. I had statistics at 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, it was my least favorite class. I had 3 tests. My first test, I made a 59. My second test, I made a 62. And then I said, oh God, what do I do? So I got a tutor. Guess what I made on my third test? A 95. So what does that mean? What would I have done if I would have had a tutor? I could have made a 95 on test 1 and test 2, right? So I need for you all to use your resources while you're here and apply yourselves, okay? Tutors, writing lab, I did all of that stuff. And it made me a better student, a better person, a better practitioner. Use your resources. We didn't have this when we were here. Now you have it. It's going to help you become a better entrepreneur, a better student. And y'all are here on a Tuesday at 5 o'clock, listening to somebody you don't even know. I applaud you for that. So as you can see, public health sciences, I majored in physical therapy and health science. Graduated in 4 years, and I decided I'm going to continue with this physical therapy thing. So if you want to go to grad school, what should you do? Should you visit grad schools? Yes. When should you visit grad schools? Now? Maggie said now, right? Does anybody in here want to go to grad school? See, good. Have you all visited any schools? Not yet? Nobody? All right, so after my speech today, I'm telling you all to what? Visit grad schools. Did you all visit Clemson? Okay, so you want to know where you're going. I left Clemson and went to the Medical University of South Carolina in Charleston. Anybody in here from Charleston? Okay, so my Charleston people, what happens in the morning when the high tide comes in? How high is the water? Guess who was walking to class? Like that guy right there. You see him? That's the way we walk to class in the morning. So I go from these hills to that. Pretty soon, I was that person right there. So Clemson is special, like Dr. Hannon said. But where you're going next will probably not be like Clemson. So you've got to learn how to be adaptable, right? I had to learn how to adapt from being in the hills to a coastal town, and I did. So I need for you all to be flexible. The yoga teacher is telling y'all to be flexible, right? Okay. So I went to MUSC and I finished those programs. But when I went to work, I discovered that I needed to know more about the administration and business side. So while I worked, I went back and got my MBA. Is there anybody in here brave enough to currently work while they're being a student? Where my workers at? Stand up. I'm making y'all stand up a lot because most of the people that I see for physical therapy have back pain. And one of the reasons why a lot of them have back pain is because they sit too much. All right? That's why I'm making y'all stand up. How hard is it to work and go to school? Is it difficult? It is, but it helps you learn how to manage your time. Is that important? Is time management important? How good are you all at time management? Be honest. A little bit, oh, she said no. A little bit good? A whole lot good? Do you need some practice at time management? Yeah, and it's going to carry you such a long way. So I applaud you all for working and going to school at the same time because it's difficult, but it makes you a better person if you know how to manage your time. So as I said, working school was no joke, but I learned how to manage my time. I was fortunate to work in a lot of settings. So is anybody in here from Anderson? No? Do you all know where Anderson is? Okay, very good. So my first job was at AmMed, and it was awesome. It was outpatient. My second job was at BMW, industrial physical therapy. So what happens at BMW is they have to make cars, right? And have you ever heard of a line? A line is the line that they work on when the cars come through. So they have only a little bit of time to do their job before the line moves and the car goes to the next person. So a lot of repetition, okay? Doing the same thing hundreds of times a day. What do you think that does to their bodies? INJURY. Okay, so they have their own healthcare system on their campus because a lot of their employees get hurt from the cumulative trauma, repetition, doing the same thing over and over again. So I was fortunate to be a part of the team that helped them form their first stretch program. So their employees stretch before they start their day. Why do y'all think that's important? Warm up? Yeah. You warm up your body. Is it more likely to do what you need it to do without getting injured? Yes. Do you all know how much a workers' compensation claim is? Approximately $35,000. Can you imagine how many of their employees are injured and how much money that costs? So they invested in us to come in and help their employees stay healthy and on the job. Does anybody at their job that they work at currently, does your employer provide wellness services for you? Yes? Okay, I see some head nods. All right. At least I'm not talking foreign. What about ATI? So that's sports medicine. So I got to work with athletes. Any athletes in the house? Yes, I got one athlete. Thank you for raising your hand. What do you do? What's your sport? Cross country and track. Have you ever had an injury? I'm sure you have. Okay. So I got to help people who were injured. So athletes. That's what ATI was. Behaviors a Go-Go is actually where I work now. I never, ever, 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 ever thought I would ever do pediatrics. So ages 2 to 16, I spend at this school. It's an autistic school. So most of the kids that I see every day have autism, developmental delay, ADHD, and they struggle to live their lives every day, and their parents do too. Do you all know anyone who's autistic? Have you ever been around anyone who's autistic? I need for you to give them a double dose of grace. Do you know what I mean when I say that? Because they are struggling to live their lives every day. When I say simple stuff like walking up and down the stairs, getting on and off the toilet, putting their clothes on, zipping up their pants is a struggle for them, okay? So double dose of grace. Do you all know about the LIFE program here? Aren't they awesome? Okay, double dose of grace for all of those students. All right, currently, so I was working full time and I started having thoughts about starting my own business. So I started to write my first business plan. What do you all know about a business plan? Oh, he's smiling. What do y'all know about a business plan? Has anybody tried to write a business plan? It is so important for you to have a well-written business plan, okay? Very good business plan. So later, after I wrote my business plan, I started 2 side hustles. I know Matt has a side hustle, and you kind of have a side hustle. Do you all know what side hustles mean? Doing something on the side? Okay. After that, I had a very recurring thought about when I was a student here at Clemson, there were very few places for students of color to get our hair done. And what's more important than having beautiful hair as an undergraduate, right? So guess what we would do? We would drive to Seneca. Y'all know where that is? We would drive to Easley. We would drive to Greenville just to get our hair done. So I was like, what if I go back to Clemson and open a multi-ethnic salon? Because the need still existed, and I didn't know that it did. So guess what I did? I came back to Clemson and opened a multi-ethnic salon on Valentine's Day, 2020. Whoa, what happened in March? I was open for 3 weeks. I was open for 3 weeks, and I had to close. Guess where my business was? Y'all know where your pie is right here and Cocoa Bowls? I was right in between them. Until March of this year, I closed. I was there for 6 years. But you know what happened when COVID started and I had to close 3 weeks after opening? Guess what I did? I cried. And I cried. Has anybody seen the Steve Jobs movie? Do you all remember when Apple fired him and he came back home? He was driving in the rain. He came back home to his garage and he started crying, and his dad walked in and put his hand on his shoulder. Well, one day, okay, this is real truth, since I'm going to be honest, I had to sell my house because I had to pay for the rent down here in Clemson. So I sold my house. I moved back in with my parents. And one day I just got overwhelmed and I started crying loud, screaming, crying. And my dad walked in the room and he put his hand on my shoulder. And that was a Steve Jobs-like moment for me. Do y'all remember that in the movie? I was like, a Steve Jobs moment. I don't have his money, but it was a Steve Jobs-like moment for me. But I'm just sharing all of that stuff with you all. So my startup was hard, very hard. I was denied funding by my bank because they said that they didn't think that my business would produce enough money more than what I was making. So if you all didn't know, Black women receive less than 1% venture capitalist money. Less than 1%. But we're also one of the fastest growing entrepreneur groups in the country. So you know what I did? The Clemson Tiger came out in me when he said, we're going to deny you. I said, okay, I'll pay for it myself. So you know what I did? I used all my savings. I used all of my 401k. I used all of my IRA. Now, I don't want y'all to do that. But I did it because I was determined. And most of the time, we Clemson Tigers are a little determined. What y'all think? Are we a little determined? We're a little special? Are we a little cray-cray? I was a lot cray-cray, but I did it because I felt like it was something that I had talked to God about. And he was like, okay, I'm going to ride with you on this. So I was like, I'm going to do it until he tells me to stop. Sometimes you have to make your own way, okay? So being a business owner is not easy. But if you want to do it, you got to have some grit. So let's talk about some of my services. I'm an introvert. Can y'all tell? You can't tell that I'm an introvert? Well, right now I'm transformed. I'm an ambivert. Do y'all know what an ambivert is? What's an ambivert? Someone who's kind of like both. Do you think my business has forced me to be somewhat of an extrovert? And I hate it. I hate coming out of my turtle shell. But I have to in order to make my business survive. So I'm an ambivert today. As soon as I leave y'all, as soon as I walk out that door, I will transform back into an introvert without even blinking. I promise. Is anybody in here an introvert? Will the real introverts please stand? Am I the only introvert in the room? No introverts. All of y'all are extroverts. I don't believe it. You're an introvert. Yes, I can see it on your face. Stand up. Stand up, introvert. Good job. Anybody else in here an introvert? Y'all be brave. Nobody gonna stand with me. Okay, after it's over with, come and whisper in my ear and let me know that you're an introvert, okay? Jeez. All right, so I've been public speaking. It's forced me out of my turtle shell. So in 2022, the student department said, you know what? Your business survived during COVID. Would you come and keynote speak the Clemson Women in Leadership Conference? I was like, who, me? Me? But I did it. I almost used the bathroom on myself the whole time, but I did it. Right? The TV. So Access Carolina is a TV segment. I did Mother's Day yoga class for dog culture in Greenville. And that was my Access Carolina TV moment. Y'all see the red? Now this one blew my mind. This is Harvard Business School Association. I'm trying to remember what was the name of it. An open, honest dialogue of the personal struggles of a Black businesswoman. I got to speak to the Harvard Business School Association of Boston. That was pretty cool. I was so scared. I was terrified. But I think I did okay. All right. What about, y'all see the purple? So that was the South Carolina inaugural business summit. And you know what she said? She said, I need you to come speak to the entrepreneurs of South Carolina. I said, who, me? Why? And she said, because you're close enough to where you're not so far above them that they won't know what's real. I need somebody that they can identify with. Whew. It was in Columbia. So I went to Columbia and spoke to them, and they were a cool group. Podcast. Let's see if y'all have ever heard of Hello Chaos. It is a new podcast dedicated to entrepreneurs, founders, investors, venture capitalists, economic developers, and innovative universities. They wanted to know when everything falls apart, what do you build next? You remember? I started how many weeks after COVID? Was that a fall apart moment for me? Yeah. Whew. What else do? I do wellness workshops. So we talked about how important it is to balance school and life, right? So, do you think it's important for employees to learn how to balance life and work? So I get to go and talk to Southern Wesleyan about that. Tri-County Tech about that. What do y'all see in the middle? Has anybody ever been to the beautiful Clemson Snow Complex? Oh, it is gorgeous. So their name keeps changing, but the Equity and Inclusion Department invited me for their winter retreat to help their employees relax. Is work stressful? Yes. Is being a student stressful? Yes. Is being an entrepreneur stressful? Yes. Is burnout real? Yes. What do you all do to relieve stress? Somebody tell me something. She runs. Maggie runs. They run, these two right here. All right, corporate wellness. I provide corporate wellness. So it is very expensive for corporations when their employees are sick. So they have started providing services for them on site. Okay? Has anybody ever heard of Arthrex in Pendleton? Yes. So I got to do a yoga class for them for Mother's Day. And I also got to give them chair massages because their employees are stressed out. Manufacturing is stressful. Okay? Has anybody ever heard of ScanSource? Yes, you have. So I got to do some services for ScanSource. And guess who was there? A Clemson alumna. We're everywhere. And I couldn't even hardly do what I was doing because we were so busy talking about Clemson. We are everywhere. Did y'all know that? We're all over the world. But that's good stuff because it's important for you all to learn how to network. Okay? I do yoga and Pilates classes. Do you all see the middle picture? That is the Dirty Boys Baseball 9 and under group. We had a blast. Do you all see the sorority picture? A lot of mental wellness chairs reach out to me to help sororities de-stress. Anybody in here in a sorority? Yes. Do you all have mental wellness chairs? Good. All right, so for the past 3 years, I have been providing goat yoga for the students here at Clemson in front of the Barnes Center. Y'all see that picture? What month is it? September. So this one was last year. Guess how many of y'all showed up? 400. Yep, 400. I saw your face. 400 people. I was like, oh my God. Can y'all see the goats on top of their backs up there? And most of them were freshmen. So very good, because stress relief is important. All right, you see the football helmet? Guess who that is? The Clemson defensive backs and their coach with me. Is it important for athletes to stretch? Because it prevents what? I already told y'all this. Injury. Thank you. Me and you vibing. All right, special needs. You see the young lady right there? Special needs kids, most of them are unfortunately obese, right? So it's important for them to exercise too. What about writing? So I've been forced to write. This introvert has been forced to write. So I've got a wellness blog. I'm a guest writer for the Community Informer. Oh, I got to show y'all something. This is my therapeutic coloring book that I published myself on Amazon last year. Being an introvert, you learn how to do some things, right? So the global adult coloring book market was valued at $2.5 billion in 2024. And it's expected to grow to $5 billion by 2033. The revenue growth is fueled by an increasing need for stress relief. We're all stressed out, aren't we? Introverts, gotta learn how to be ambiverts. How about that? That's my wellness calendar that I publish every month on LinkedIn in my newsletter. It's called From Burnout to Balance, and it's a wellness calendar. How important is it for you all to plan wellness? Because if you don't plan it, will you do it? Do you think other people need help planning wellness? Yes. All right, so we're closing it down because I need for you all to ask me some questions. This is what I learned. Business planning is a necessity. When you plan your business, you need to troll your competitors. You need to know who they are, okay? Startups are not easy peasy lemon squeezy. They're hard, they're difficult, and they will test you to the max. But it's manageable, and you can do it. You see my ethnic salon up there? I had to convert that to a wellness studio and didn't even know what the heck I was doing, but I did it. Branding and marketing is so important. So I've had to learn how to use Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, all of that stuff. Do you all know who Cadency is? You know Cadency? Clemson has an awesome branding and digital marketing group called Cadency, and I asked them to help me. Okay? Do you all know who Dr. Amanda Cooper Fine is? Does anybody know who she is? Isn't she awesome? She's a professor in marketing, and she sent me interns to help me. Okay? So there are a lot of resources here at Clemson. How about startups and changes are going to be difficult, but you can do it. We talked about that. Lifing lessons. I failed more than I succeeded. I have failed more than I have succeeded. I have failed more than I have succeeded. Do you all get that? Okay. But what do? We try, and we try, and we try again, right? Burnout is real. For those of you who don't know, normal B12 levels are 450. Earlier this year, mine was 180 because I neglected myself to keep my business alive. Burnout is real, and it can be a game changer. Do not neglect your health. Do not neglect your health. Did y'all hear me? Okay. Continuing education continues forever. You will always be a student, even after you leave Clemson. You will always be a student. Lifelong learning is real. God, my faith, my church, my family, my friends were my best supporters. Social media followers are not your best supporters. The people that you connect with and network here will be your ride or dies forever. They will be your letter of recommendation writers, your professional references. They will be, some of you all, it will be your spouse. Some of you all will meet the person that you're going to marry here. Some of the people you meet here will end up being your business clients. So networking is important. Who's on LinkedIn? Yes, some of my business deals have come from LinkedIn. Change is definite, but it's important. I need for you all to make friends with AI. It can help you become more efficient. Okay? Life lessons. All right, the most important part. I like to call question and answers the after party. My question to you is, branding is important. What is my branding color? What is my branding color? Green. The psychology of green means healing, wellness, balance, homeostasis. Does that match my business? Okay, y'all made an A+ on that. This is my ask of you all. Last year, I spoke at the Clemson Esports video game tournament because a lot of gamers are hustlers. They're grinders, okay? They play sometimes 10, 12 hours a day, 5, 6 hours a week. And as a result, they have wellness issues that most people don't. Okay, so I have tried to connect on LinkedIn with Sony Interactive Entertainment. Do you all know who that is? PlayStation. If you all know of anybody that you can connect me with that works at Sony Interactive Entertainment, AKA PlayStation, please come talk to me. Deal? Does anybody have any questions for me?
Oh, thanks so much. So I noticed that you had a lot of work previously before you started.
Yes.
I was wondering what or how you benefited from that, or if when you look back on your journey, you say, I could have started my business earlier and I might have been more happy. I'm just curious because I'm at like the point where I could lead down different paths or I could start my own entrepreneurship journey. And I don't know, I guess it's just the question in my mind is if I'm prepared enough. And so I guess my question is, what did you learn from all that work experience? And like, yeah.
Yeah, I learned what I didn't want to do. My business, well, actually, my work journey took me on a lot of different curves and ended up in a place that I didn't think that I would be. So you may end up doing something that you didn't plan to do from the beginning. But continue to do what you're doing now because you're going to learn skills that you can use anywhere. Right? How important is it to be versatile? Y'all know what that means? I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that in this industry, that industry, that industry. So when I get tired of working in one industry, I can transfer my skills to another. And when I get tired of working in that industry, I can open my own business because I know how to do this, I know how to do this, I know how to do this. One of the things that was really difficult for me at the beginning was trying to continue to do the things that I was already doing. I'm a Sunday school teacher. Does anybody in here go to Sunday school? I'm a Sunday school teacher, but I wanted to give it up because I didn't feel like I had time. But I'm so glad I didn't. Because when I was a student here at Clemson, my extracurricular stuff is the stuff that helped keep me grounded. My faith, going to church here, helped me during those difficult times, like exam week. Oh my God. Did exam week tear y'all's nerves up? Me too. But doing those types of things that grounded me physically, mentally, spiritually, working out at Pike, hanging out with my friends, being a part of Delta Sigma Theta sorority, one of the most awesome community service organizations and sororities in the world, helped me stay grounded. So yes, I am so thankful to God because there were some times that I wanted to give up on myself, but he never gave up on me. So great question. Anybody else? I opened during COVID. Everything that I had saved up to do all of the business stuff I had to use just to stay open. But it helped me be more creative because I wasn't ready to give up. So yes, I have done a lot of partnerships later. Like for example, I have partnered with Bridgeway Station, which is a tenant complex in Greenville. I've partnered with Camperdown Plaza. I've partnered with Arthrex. I've partnered with a lot of different places to provide services because partnerships are amazing for your business if it's the right one. Y'all know how it feels to be in a relationship with somebody and have to break up because it's a bad relationship? Same thing with partners. You just don't partner with anybody, right? Same thing for your business. Okay, it's 6 o'clock. Last question.
What's a skill that's important to you that has kept you grounded and successful in your approaches to new businesses or new opportunities?
One of the things that I don't like to do, Matt, is network. But it's important. Let me tell you how powerful networking is. My financial advisor said to me, you need someone to invest in your business. He said, I know a man who lives here in Greenville County who, after he pays all his bills, is a multimillionaire. Why don't you go talk to him? So I tucked my tail, as scared as I was, and I went and talked to him. He owns 2 machine shops, one in Travelers Rest and one in Powdersville. And guess what? His dad knew my dad. You know what he said to me? I know you're stock, young lady, and he wrote me a check for $20,000. Networking is so powerful, okay? Clemson alumni are powerful. Do you know how many Clemson alumni I have networked with who have purchased my services? So I need for you all not to always go out and hang out with other people. Network with your students. Come to these types of events, all right? Network with people that don't look anything like you. Network with people who are older than you. Network with people who you may not like. I promise you it will show up in the future, and it may show up now. Matt, what's the skill? Networking. Thank y'all for letting me come and talk to you today.
Well, that was delightful, captivating, wasn't it? Don't you wish all your professors were that good? So
Okay.
Maggie's going to present Dr. Sullivan with this gift on behalf of the Launchpad, so for sure. Thank you. So we're super grateful. The Clemson family is real. It's a special place, and we're so grateful for her sharing some pretty raw stuff. Not many people go around saying they failed more than they succeeded, and I failed, I failed, I failed. She repeated that several times. So we're thankful today too for our intern. Charlotte's over there. We're Zooming this, and we'll make a recording of it. And Bella's handing some stuff out. Pammy. Grace is one of our alumni that we brought back for tonight on short notice. We're grateful to her. Patty's back there too. So I was talking with Madison, she said, what goes on at the Launchpad? I said, we have tons of different things. There is a poster back there. So when you walk by it, take a picture of it. We have a lot more events over the rest of the semester. So, and we're always looking for great interns. This is a very special place too unto itself. These are the companies. And one of the things that Dr. Sullivan mentioned was networking. And I have a film producer friend out in Los Angeles, and he's presented to my classes, and he says, while you're at Clemson, he has nothing to do with Clemson, but he comes in to be with us. Collect as many tickets as you can. It's really stuck with me. He's teaching at USC, the real USC out in California now too, film. But collect as many tickets, and you heard that here. Network with people you're not familiar with, and so forth. Go places that you wouldn't normally go, and that's what we're going to ask you to do today: is collect a little ticket. And then these are the different companies. And again, there's lots of gig work, social media marketing. There's lots of internship opportunities. And even if you just stop and say hi and thank the people for coming here, your odds are never going to be better. Your odds are way better here than they are at Little John Coliseum, and you got 100 people in line handing over resumes. So that being said, we'd really encourage you to do that today. So Maggie, anything else in closing?
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, Dr. Hannon. This is really quickly just to acknowledge all the companies that made the effort to come and be here to meet you all. You will hear amazing stories, so take the time, chat with them. We have them all going all the way to the back and up to the stairs. The first table is here, go all the way. We have a couple on the little rooms and all the way to the pizza. Everybody has an amazing story. If you're not looking for a job specifically, chat with them. They share their stories and their amazing advice from them. If you're looking for a job, this is where you can get one. So take the time, eat, enjoy the pizza, and we're here. We hope that all of you that said that this is the very first time that you come is not the last. So we hope to get seeing your faces in more events. And a special thanks to Dr. Bowers. He was an amazing partner to work with us and made you all get here. So take the opportunity. We appreciate you. One more thing. Thank you, Dr. Hannon. We have one company that it's virtual. So we have our intern who will be directing you guys there. It's an amazing company, a women-owned. It's working something with AI as well, as far as I know. So stop by. She's amazing. So you're not going to regret it. So enjoy. We'll be seeing you guys.